It's time.
I'll make it all come true.
Hey, it's me, Ferg here, and as you guys guessed from the title and the thumbnail, we're finally going to be talking about the top 5 weapons for ranked inside of Call of Duty Mobile. It's taken me some time, and that's simply because I wasn't playing ranked that much at the start of the season, but now I've been playing it 2 or 3 hours every single day off stream, testing a bunch of different guns, and now I can give you my personal picks on which guns I think are the best and which guns I think are just as good as the rest.
Nice rhymes, man.
This video is actually sponsored again by Call of Duty Mobile. If you want to check them out, the link will be down in the description below. With that being said, thank you Call of Duty Mobile for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get into the honorable mentions. The guns that I think are extremely powerful, but don't fit my personal playstyle, but may be on your top 5 list and are definitely deserving to be there. So for the honorable mentions, before we start the actual top 5, I'll group them all together and give you guys the full list. First off, we have the KRM. I believe this is the best shotgun still. You can cross map people with the right attachments. If you haven't checked out my video on it, make sure to do so. Then up next, we've got the Locust. In my opinion, this is the best sniper rifle in the game currently, even better than the DLQ. It feels to me like it scopes in faster, and also if you have stopping power magazine on, it also kills one shot in around the same places as the DLQ does as well, so it's spicy. Up next, we've got the GKS. You can see all the stats of that gun on screen right now. It's pretty damn decent. It's a very, very good submachine gun, and you can even put attachments on it to make sure that you can use it like an assault rifle as well. It's a really good gun. And then finally, last but not least, for the honorable mentions, we've got the QQ9. This is a very, very powerful weapon. You can beam people across the map with the right attachments. It shoots super fast, has a really fast time to kill, and definitely deserving to be in the top 5 list, but it's just not one of my personal favorites. That goes for all of these 4 weapons. They are definitely deserving to be on the top 5, but I just don't like to use them as much as the actual top 5 list. So with that being said, let's get into the number 5 spot. So number 5 in this list is actually the ICR. As I talk about its buffs and nerfs, you'll see the stats coming up on the screen at the same time with all of these top 5, just to keep the video shorter and to give you guys the best value for your time spent watching it. Either way, the ICR is number 5. It recently got readjusted. Its fire rate was lowered. However, its damage and overall range was actually buffed, meaning that it is very good long range. Medium to long range, it is definitely one of the best weapons in the game and for sure one of my favorites. It would be higher on this list if I enjoyed using lower fire rate guns that were bad close range, but I just don't. I enjoy using lower fire rate guns that are really good close range, and there's a couple of them on this list, but it's still deserving of the number 5 spot. When comparing every gun in the game for effectiveness of prime, I would give the ICR a solid 45 out of 50, which it would be the long range distance. For overall versatility, it's good medium and long range, but mostly long, very bad close range, however. And for that reason, I'd give it a 39 for versatility, meaning that it still gets an overall score of a solid 84, which is very good on the Fergometer. Now let's get into the number 4 spot. Number 4 had to go to the SMG Slayer, aka the HG40. This gun has just came out of nowhere this season with its buffs and completely overhauled the entire SMG meta. It's very good close range, has pretty much 0 recoil, but does drop off towards the 25-30 meter area. I would consider it to be pretty much the submachine gun ICR. And if you're looking for a gun that can handle itself well with low recoil and is an SMG, it's definitely what you want. For effectiveness of prime, which would be the close range encounters, I would give it a solid 45 out of 50. There are other guns on this list which are slightly better than at close range. And then for versatility, unfortunately, let's just say really long range, it's going to drop off quite substantially with the time to kill. That combined with the low fire rate, I've got to give it a 40. Overall, it's an 85 out of 100 on the Fergometer. So let's hop into number 3. So number 3 on this list is actually a light machine gun, an LMG. It's my personal favorite. It reminds me so much of the S36 from season 1, 2, and 3. It is the M4 LMG. For an LMG, it's very good close range, as you can see with the stats up on the screen, and it doesn't drop off at all after like, what, 15 meters? So it's insanely good for medium to longer ranges, especially if you have the right attachments on it. Its versatility plays a key factor in why it's on this list and why it is so high. high, which is why for versatility, I've got to give it a 47 out of 50. The M4 LMG, however, has two areas of effective prime: really close range and really long range. It's just behind the HG40 in close range, however, but it is far and beyond better than it in long range. And I am going to go ahead and give it a 44 out of 50, meaning that it gets a total score of 91 out of 100 on the Fergometer. So let's get into the last two spots, the top two. My favorite two guns currently inside of ranked multiplayer. With the ability to 3-shot inside of multiplayer, number 2 had to go to the ASM-10 assault rifle. That's right, the ASM-10 is back. It got a recent buff with the release of Season 9, and it is just killer inside of the game.
It will kill.
The buff was actually a fire rate increase pretty much back to where it was before, meaning that the pre-patch ASM-10 is back. Its effectiveness of prime is definitely close range encounters, as you can see in the stats right now. It's like 213 millisecond time to kill close range, which is absurd, especially if you can 3-shot your opponents. And for that reason, I'm gonna have to give it a 49 out of 50 in effectiveness of prime. Then for versatility, it's actually really good up until around, I would say, 38, 39 meters, which is for the most part the majority of gunfights in this game. So it's got pretty decent versatility as well. And because of that, I'm gonna give it a solid 45 out of 50, which gives it a total score of 94 out of 100 on the Fergometer. Now let's get into that juicy number 1 spot. So coming in at that number 1 spot, we have none other than my favorite gun in the entire game. It is the DRH, ladies and gentlemen. Close range, it is a killer. Medium range, destroyer. Long range, it kind of drops off a little bit, but not too much. I'm of course talking about the DRH with the OTM attachment. It makes the gun by far and large, in my opinion, the best gun inside of the entire game. Its effectiveness of prime, which is that close range area, there's just nothing like it in the automatic gun sector. I mean, 206 ms time to kill for a fully automatic assault rifle is absurd. It drops down to 310 medium to longer ranges, but that's still a really good time to kill. So for effectiveness of prime, I'm gonna give it a solid 50 out of 50. It's the best in class for fully automatic weapons, which is why it's deserving of 50. For versatility, however, it does drop off around the longer ranges, which is why I'm gonna be giving it a solid 45 out of 50, giving it a total score of 95 out of 100. That's going to wrap up today's video. If you did enjoy, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, live your life with purpose, and let's roll the outro. Bye!